Hello and welcome to another Maximum Power video. I'm Paul. Basically this video is going to be having a quick look back at a few old magazines. I've just received a delivery of a couple from the very early 90s, so I just thought, without actually having a proper look through them, I'd just do this video now, having the first look through them, because I've not seen them for a very long time. The first one I want to have a quick look at, because it'll take a few seconds really, is issue 1 of Go magazine. Now, Go came with CVG back in the early 90s, and it was the first handheld magazine. Now, at the time, obviously, handhelds were quite popular. Obviously, the Game Boy being the king of the handhelds, but you also had the Sega Game Gear, the Atari Lynx, and the PC Engine. Well, GT, I should say. I myself had a Game Boy. I had a couple of mates who had a Game Gear, and I remember one toy day at primary school, someone bringing in an Atari Lynx and playing on California Games, and also Chips Challenge as well. So, you know, that's my only experience with the Lynx. Never actually played the PC Engine, so I can't really comment on it. Anyway, this was a mini magazine that came with CVG. It's a CVG, massive multi-format magazine, so we thought we'd put everything in one little handy pull-out mag. So sadly, while I've looked at this, there is a couple of pages missing. So there are a couple of pages missing, a pull-out poster. So you've got a bit of news, like you would in your normal magazine, you know, so your handheld news there, usual mail order companies, and then what should be a 2-page Battleshods review, and you've also got an Outrun review on the Game Gear there, rated at 75%, which ain't too bad really. I never actually played Outrun on the Game Gear, so I can't really comment. And then you've also got a bit of a page on the Lynx talking about the actual specs of the handheld and everything. I think with the Lynx it was a console, well, handheld, sorry, that had quite a lot of potential, but obviously it ate batteries up, you know. I don't think quite as bad as the Game Gear, although I'm really casting my mind back. You know, a fair few, obviously, decent games for it, and I know obviously we tried a few different packages to obviously entice people to actually buy it, but like I just mentioned, there's only one person I remember actually owning one. I'm pretty sure they're not too expensive to get now, but it's not something that actually, you know, appeals to me. So I can't actually give too much of a verdict on it. And then finally, in this issue of Go, you've also got a preview, couple of pages. Now, Go didn't last that long. That really was a pamphlet. It was a great idea, because obviously put all your handheld stuff in one little mini magazine, so I would just give you a sort of feeling for a bit of a cheeky bonus, although I do hate that phrase, you know, for your magazine. Anyway, we're going to move on. The next one is Mean Machines, and this is issue 9, again from about 1991, 1992. This one actually got the year's date on it, but it has advertising Populous on the back. On the cover here we've got Ultraman, a game that I've never actually bothered playing. So straight away we've got the usual Special Reserve, mainstay of, you know, magazines back then, and then obviously the usual editorial pages. Now, Mean Machines was obviously a very popular magazine. Obviously, writers were recognised back then, like Jazz Rignall, Oz Brown, etc. So, Mean Machines only lasted 24 issues. They've been obviously split into Mean Machine Sega and Nintendo Magazine System, but it's still, you know, held in such high regard. So, anyway, actually go on to some of the games, you know, featured. We have got, Christ, probably the tiniest screenshots ever for Shinobi on the Game Gear. Obviously not done by, well, sorry, done on purpose, but there you go. Obviously, Machines there covering the import scene as well. We've got a review here on Wrestle War for the Sega Mega Drive, A game I've still never actually played, even back in the day, even though I did like wrestling games. I found myself going down towards the more, well, the WWF licensed games. Although saying that, I did eventually play the, Fire Pro Wrestling on the Super Nintendo. So, not too bad a rating at 88%. I don't know if there's any fans out there of Wrestle War, but yeah, it's not a bad rating at all. You've also got the mainstay of Mean Machines, which went on to Mean Machine Sega, Yob, where you wrote in your letters and your opinions and things. So just was on a little bit of whether we'll talk about it for absolute ages. They did seem to carry over a lot of the sort of things that you did find in Mean Machine Sega and Nintendo Magazine System, with things like the Q&A pages as well. So they did try and take all the plus points to put into a split magazine. Just move on a little bit, you've also got a review here for Solstice on the NES. Just recently picked up the sequel on Super Nintendo, part of the Super Playtech 100. And then you've also got the cover feature here, Ultraman game. Like I say, I've never actually ever played. Give it 77%. And then one that's well known here, F-Zero. Again, an import review, because like I say, Mean Machines covered all the imports, and we gave it a very good rating here at 90%. So highly recommended. And again, that's another one that I've only just added to my collection, after months of collecting. Just going to whiz on a little bit, because I've still got one more magazine to look at. We've also got a game that I've never actually played, on anything, even though it came out of the Amiga as well. It's Forgotten Worlds. Now, this one actually looks quite good. Bit of a shoot 'em up, although now looking at this, I could be wrong, 62%. Not fantastic, but I've always seen it, in compilations, for the Atari ST or the Amiga, but it's a game I've never actually got around to trying out. Let's have a quick look at this. We've got a 2-page double spread for a preview of the Sega Game Gear. So, although the Sega Game Gear was basically a portable master system, obviously it gobbled batteries. I know obviously you could just plug it in, but come on, it's a handheld. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. Although there were a lot of great Game Gear games. I remember one of my old mates, he lent me his Game Gear and I absolutely loved it. Playing things like Streets of Rage in bed was absolutely fantastic. Moving on, we've also got a review of A Boy and His Blob for the NES, which they have rated, just quickly whiz on a bit there, 91%. This game we never actually played. I know they recently, well, I say recently, it's still a few years ago, did a Boy and His Blob game for the Nintendo Wii, but it's one I never actually got around to playing, so I can't really comment on it. That's more or less it from this issue of Mean Machines. That's the first one that I actually own from the 24 of them, because obviously I'm a massive fan of the magazine, so it's great to look back. Now, the third and final magazine I'm going to look at is The One, which basically covered the Amiga, Atari ST and PC games. Now, this did split into 2 magazines. This issue here is from April 1991. The cover game here is a game called Brat, which I remember playing a demo of back, around this time on the Atari ST, from probably ST Action. This came obviously with your cover disc, like a lot of computer magazines did at the time. We've obviously got quite a few key games here. As soon as you open the magazine, you've got a few classics there: Monkey Island, Crusader Corps. I've got so many great ST memories, it's just crazy. And then another one, I actually remember getting this box set, Fists of Fury, done by Virgin Games. We've got Dynamite Ducks, not a bad a bad game I should say, Shinobi, which is quite good. Ninja Warriors, which I've not played for a long time so I can't comment, and Double Dragon 2, which I'm not that keen on. Anyway, on to what's in the magazine. So we have got a well, this is actually quite funny because this must be in the last issue of the one, because this is a 2-page spread of the magazine split into two. So we've got the Amiga one and also the ST. So this must have been the last issue of it, really, which is quite weird seeing this the first time. Anyway, here we've got a advert here for Supercars 2, fantastic game, and also what's on the disc, which is Brat. 3D asymmetric game, bit of puzzle solving against a clock, and anyone's not played Brat, it's not a bad game from what I remember, but it's quite a while since I've actually played it. And again, God, loads of advertisements for this, and there we go, pages there for Brat. Just quickly whiz on a little bit. Like I say, this is what, coming up to, God, 25 years old now. Again, we've got our usual special reserve advertisements there, including how to get blank discs. Don't know where you'd need them. Not that I ever had any pirated software. May have had a few. Different time back then. That's how I justify it. Anyway, also we've got an advert here for a game, Hill Street Blues. Now I remember having a demo of this with ST format back in the day, and I don't think I was that keen on it. And then also on the other page there you have Chuck Rock, 2-page preview, and then also Predator 2 advert again by Imageworks. And again, just quickly whiz through this quick as possible, sorry. A game called Moonshine Racers, don't know if there's anyone who's actually played that. Again, I'm pretty sure that was on the same demo disc on a ST format. Wasn't too impressed at all. Just whiz on a little bit here. Onto the reviews. 2-page review of Brat. Again, if anyone's played it, tell us what you thought of it. There's a few pages missing in this magazine. Always quite frustrating when that happens. You've also got big ocean spread there. Quite a few of their, what is it? Oh, it's for Robocop 2. Ocean always advertising everywhere. And again on the back cover there, one of their games compilations. Just whiz through the last few pages now. God, review here for Hill Street Blues, I should say. Giving it 87%. Again, I played it for quite some time, but as a kid I really didn't like it. But one game that I actually did love was Switchblade 2 there. Getting a really good review, 90%. So absolutely loved that as a kid. I remember getting it as a demo disc and everything, and yeah, well worth playing. Just quickly whiz on a little bit here. We've got a 2-page advert there for Railroad Tycoon. Obviously quite popular, but more of a PC type title. Something that I've never actually got into. The only sort of sim games I played back then was SimCity. And then an absolutely fantastic game here, Supercars 2. Getting a magnificent 91%. Great soundtrack, great game. Absolutely loved that, you know, me ST. Absolutely loved it. And really, that is more or less the lot. Like I say, not a bad magazine. Did buy it the odd time. But it's just, again, another one of those magazines that didn't really last that long. I think the one for ST got basically swallowed up by, I'm sure it was like Amiga, ST Action back then, and then that in turn got swallowed up as well, like a lot of magazines did back then. Anyway, that's all from me, and again, keep checking out the show, keep checking out videos. We've been having a great response, and again, subscribe and rate / review of us if possible. Okay, thanks a lot. See you later.